Oh, hell nah.
Glee.
Welcome back to Hits and Hoops. I'm Tyler, and I'm here with my main man, co-host Dixon. What's poppin', Chicho?
Wagwan, brother. She lot saying, fam.
Also, today we have a special guest, a recurring guest, fellow NFL addict, Connor Gaffney. What's goody, Connor?
Oh, what's up, fellas?
He ain't mess up your name that time.
No, not this time.
No, you're
Thank
not Irish in this episode.
No, I'm just normal now.
Today's episode is solely dedicated to NFL free agency. So no NBA. Sorry for my NBA guys, but NFL only today. Free agency's been going brazy since Monday.
Mayhem.
We're gonna go over some top signings. We're gonna go over some of our personal favorites. But first, something that just happened not even 2 hours ago. Justin Fields traded for a 6th rounder to the Berg,
For a
Pittsburgh
six
Steelers.
rounder?
6th rounder, a conditional. It can go up to a fourth depending on incentives and stuff. I don't know what those details are, but
That's insane.
what's your reaction to that? And Connor, I'm sorry he's not going to be in a Jet uniform this upcoming year.
Might
Unfortunately.
as well have been if he's gonna be a backup in Pittsburgh. I mean, my first initial thought was like, I don't get it. Like, didn't they just get Russell Wilson? But now that I think about it, they got Russell Wilson for what, the player minimum?
Like
And
1-2 or
Justin
some shit.
and Justin
Yeah,
Fields for a 6th round pick. They kind of got off on two of them. So that's crazy. But I mean, I think he's beyond that point of like having to sit and stuff. He's already been a starter since the get-go. Already
Yeah,
put
but
in like 3 years
the
of work. But I kind of think they want to get more him accustomed to like the culture and actually really learn the right way to do things, not just get thrown out there.
I agree with you, but to a point. Justin Fields is an electric player. He's fun to watch. He does fun shit. He does a lot of shit quarterbacks don't do. But the problem is, at the end of the day, he's played a lot of football, yeah, but his winning percentage is just hovering around 30%. Now, his team hasn't been the best, but he's been the issue to a lot of his losses also. So, I mean, a 6 rounders, I mean, that's the
I
bottom
think
of
it's
the
a
barrel.
steal.
Yeah.
I think they kind of did like the smartest thing if they, really were serious about like making it. They just got both the quarterbacks. They said, fuck it. You take both
Yeah.
bets.
Connor, what was your reaction to it?
Dude, I thought it was a good idea just because you can kind of see that Russ is there for the year. He didn't sign a multi-year deal, so he's
Yeah.
gonna probably be a one and done. And it's probably the best thing for Fields is to sit behind a season winner. I mean, the guy's been in the league forever. And to have a coach that you could probably tell that's got his best interest in Mike Tomlin, comparative to what he's had the last couple of years, like we talked about last time. But my biggest thing was there was a couple other teams that I had that would make more sense, and it
Yeah.
was one of them is the Dolphins. For especially for a 6th round pick, I looked at into some of the cap stuff, and Mike White's 3.5 million this year with a cap hit 5.2. Fields is only 1.6 with a 3.2 cap hit, and you guys have a 6th rounder that probably won't turn into much. So like, why not take a flyer? I had him with the Giants too, made sense too, with their quarterback
Mm,
situation.
I agree with that.
So with
they
those two,
needed
I was
that.
like, oh man, with just a 6 that can turn into a fourth with playing time. Like, why wouldn't Miami or the Giants or a couple other teams just take a flyer on them? Like, what's the point?
So the only thing on Miami is that our offense is so predicated to accuracy and pinpoint. That's Justin
Yeah.
And
Fields.
quick snap.
That's Justin Fields like
Kryptonite.
kryptonite, bro. I mean, I would see him more like in a Philly kind of area because him and him and Hurts got a similar body style, and I think Philly, not to go too off topic, but I think Philly's gonna run the ball and be more of a ball friendly team this year. So I could see that, but I agree with you with the Giants because they're gonna restart everything.
So Justin Fields is like the long-term play, and Russell
Yeah, I
Fields
think
is
you're
the
right,
now.
Connor. I think you're
I
right. I
mean
think
Russell
that's a good
Wilson.
call
Yeah.
because I don't see
Okay, that makes
Pittsburgh
sense.
paying big money
And
for a
if anything,
quarterback.
like if Russ starts like doing real bad, they'll just put him in, like halfway through the season or whatever.
Yeah, I agree. But all right, anything else on Fields? Wait,
No.
one question for both of y'all. will he play in this upcoming season at all?
Yeah.
Yeah.
At some point, for sure. Somebody's going to get hurt, bad play. Especially with you look at the Pittsburgh Steelers, look at last year. How many times did you see Pickett and Trubisky and Rudolph?
That
And
was
this
a
All them
mess.
boys. All
You
them
know what
They
I
boys.
still managed to sneak around and like almost make it to the
Exactly.
playoffs.
So I mean,
Wait, one more question on this. The trade of Pickett and then Fields getting traded. I mean, I know the rumors were that he got mad because they got Russell Wilson, which I mean, we don't know the guy obviously, but do you think that's anything true?
Where did
And
Pickett
this was
go?
all the plan?
Where did Pickett go?
I don't know off the top of my head.
Damn. Since we were talking about Justin Fields, I say we just talk about the Bears real quick. Like what they got going on, you know what I'm saying? Now that he's left,
Okay.
Caleb Williams is him. They're relying on that guy. That's who they're going for. That's what I would do if I were them, honestly. Because we haven't talked since everything went down. This is fresh news, but I really sat there and thought about it. And I'm like, all right, if this kid is what they say he is, which is generational talent, like really like one of them, then you have to go get the kid. You gotta like take the risk, because if he is, then you know that's gonna haunt you for decades. If he's not, then you just try to get it also.
Yeah, because they're building. I think they're building really. They're giving him weapons and giving him more opportunity.
Yeah, and we'll go through those weapons because they really exactly they're building them up. trying to
Connor,
get
what
him
is your
now.
opinion on Caleb Williams?
I think he's going to be great, especially like you look at the team that Fields had, like they didn't build anything around him. Like I know they got DJ Moore last year, which was good. Obviously, I think he was like a top 4 receiver and those kind of stats. But
Fantasy shout out.
yeah, it took me to the championship. But yeah, I think that they got a great. Okay, I can't say great, but they got a solid weapons. They got DeAndre Swift, a couple other free agent signings. But I think that what they do with their pick now, like, okay, do you maybe trade down and recoup and leave Caleb Williams and just grab maybe a second like a Drake May or something like that, or do you just say fuck it and let's go with him? Because I know Marvin Harrison's a big pick too, so I think there's going to be. I don't know if there's going to be controversy over the pick. I think they're going to take him, but I think it could be interesting to see what they could get back for that pick.
Yeah, they're definitely gonna take him, but I can see them doing some hype like during the pregame show, like, oh, might get traded, get Marvin Harrison and a QB or whatever.
Yeah,
I think the media will build it up, but at the end of the day, it's going to be him. There's just no way.
Sure.
There's just no way.
Hey,
They're not
when you
doing
that
all this
much
shit.
him, you don't got to do a physical or none of that.
Like
That's
they
saying
ended a
lot.
quarterback era for this guy. I mean, this is
That's right there.
But
It's
I
right
do
there.
like I do like how they build in the team. They're not like waiting for him. Like they're like trying to embrace him, trying to hit the road running. So I definitely like that.
Yeah, all right. So going into the first big signing, free agency, Kirk Cousin goes to Atlanta for 4 years, 180. Dixon, you're already shaking your head. You got a loose screw.
Because I don't
something?
fucking get it, bro. I don't get it. Man gets elite contracts for mediocre play. Man gets elite contracts for one playoff win. Like, why? Just because he's white and he's a nice guy? That's all you need for the job nowadays? I mean, yeah, he's like one of the better like game managers, you know what I'm saying? But when those lights shine bright, you know what he turns into. So I just don't get like I thought this time around he was gonna get like middle of the road contract type. Or you know what I'm saying? Something less than what it was. But
I think that's what he was offered though, and Atlanta overpaid because in the position that they're in with at least offensive talent, and there's somewhat of a new regime in Atlanta. I know a lot of
just because Quavo and them said, yeah, you good, come through.
yeah,
We'll ice you
probably.
out.
Yeah, that's probably half of what it is. Yeah.
I mean, Connor,
He
what
got
did
a
you
lot of
think
money.
about that?
I can't believe. I know you've probably seen the number. He's made over like 400 mil,
Yeah.
and he's like 1 and 2 in the playoffs or some shit. Some wild.
It's
I
not
mean,
just the
no sense at all.
playoffs, though. Like I said, it's any Thursday night football. It's any Monday night football. It's any time it was like season on the line, playoff rankings in the line. It was all those
Connor,
moments.
is Atlanta gonna regret this?
I think so, dude. That's a lot of money to pay a guy that just can't seem to get over the hump. And he's not like he's had bad teams. Like he's had some pretty good
Yeah.
teams.
All-time great receiver over there in
Awesome.
Jefferson.
And
Yeah.
don't forget Dalvin Cook. I know what he was this year, but his last couple of years, he was a 1,000-yard rusher like every single year.
Yep.
But he
Mhm.
passed Brady. I read the stats today for $331.5 million total earnings, which is like third behind, like I think it's like Rodgers. I forgot who the other guy. I know Rodgers is number one at 422,
He's like
but
on an all-time earning QB
all
list.
time earning
That's
Wow.
number
wild.
3. Yeah,
Wow, I didn't know that.
That's what I'm
yeah,
saying.
and he could pass him like if he gets like another like decent contract and Rodgers retires. But to give all that money for a guy that just can't seem to give you much else in return, it's like, yeah, you're gonna have to. Don't forget now that you have somewhat of an off. Like you got Bijan Robinson, you got Kyle Pitts, but like after that, like there's not much else room you have to add a lot of offensive firepower. And I think that's what they missed last year. But I mean, maybe
You don't
he's
like
just-
Drake? You don't like Drake? Why didn't you add Drake in that?
I mean, I think he had kind of an up and down season.
Yeah, I mean, so did Ritter.
Yeah, so
So did Ritter. He had what, like
Nah,
6
for
fumbles
sure.
in their own 5 in like 4 weeks or something.
yeah, I think that he makes them better, but I don't think it takes them to like that upper echelon of like this is a Super Bowl ready team or it's a deep run playoff team. I think it's like a team that gets in the playoffs and then either wins one or loses one, and then that's it. And then what? You paid all that money for that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
like I
true.
think he said like it's gonna be good enough for a playoff win, but that's probably your ceiling. Which I don't know. That might be what they want to do. Atlanta's hasn't been good for
Yeah, yeah,
Atlanta hasn't been
possibly.
good for a while. They still got Quavo over there, Saweetie over there, so might as well like just get a playoff win. That's all you need. But they
My biggest
also,
thing.
they also picked up Mooney from the Bears, so they
Yeah,
also seem to be really building that offense, building that team.
yeah,
Just
speed.
going all out for it, which I love to see that.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to invest that much into a quarterback that he'll probably be there. I mean, he just did it, tear his Achilles. Like that's not like a easy injury to
Right.
just pop back. I mean, even though
We
it
just think
seems
because
like
he's not mobile is like easier, but it's not.
possibly, but I mean, does sometimes we see like with Bridgewater, no one touched his ass and his shit popped.
Two glove Teddy?
Rogers, his shit popped from just running away.
Yeah, that was
So
crazy.
you never know. You never know. And I don't know. I'm kind of with Connor. I think they might regret this shit. I hope they don't because I
In the
would love
long
to see
term, I
these
think in the long
pieces.
term they'll regret it.
Yeah,
In
I
the short
think
term, they
I
might
want
be
to see.
happy.
Yeah, I want to see these pieces. Like I want to see Pitts be 1,000 yard guy. I want to see London be 1,000 yards guy. I want to see Bijan and be that 1-2 punch with Algier. Like I want to see that shit.
Ain't nobody want to see Pitts be greater than me. I drafted him 2 years in a row on fantasy,
Same there.
and I was
I'm
just
right there with
waiting
you.
every week, like, all right,
You're
this is
like,
gonna
hey,
be the
this is
week.
the week.
Hey,
This is
this
the
is the
week.
week. Y'all seen
I'm
them
feeling
you
it.
seen them Florida Gator highlights, right? This is it. Never happened. We talking about 3 years in the league. Never happened.
This is the year it happens. Going to
I'm
the
not
next.
drafting him. I'm not drafting him
I
this
know
year.
I'm not drafting him either. I'm
I'm
not
good on
drafting.
that.
You know what? I might just zag because everybody's gonna be doing that. Like, no, not again. I'm gonna grab him. I'm gonna grab him early this year.
Have fun.
Barkley, Saquon to Philadelphia, 3 years, 37. Does this bring back some of Philly's firepower from a couple years ago, or what did you think about the signing?
That was one of my big free agency moves. That's what I have written down here. It's one of my favorite moves, actually. The entire free agency. I think that you see a guy now that's given his all to a team, a division rival, right? Got tagged. I think he got tagged twice, 2 years in a row. Wasn't given the respect he deserves, right? You see
No.
this guy on Sunday, every Sunday, put it all online. He was hurt. He was out there, and he didn't even get a contract offer from them, which is crazy to me.
Yeah.
Now going to Philly, you got to think that, okay, one, they have a way better offensive line. They have better offensive weapons where he doesn't have to be the focal point. So his 24 carries a game can go down to 16 or 15 and have more of an impact on the game. And the offensive line being better gives him more receiving targets and better blocking, which is obviously more yards, more touchdowns, more points. So for me, I think that was the biggest one. And I love the deal that he got. A lot of guaranteed money for a guy that definitely deserved it.
He
So is
got
that
like a what? 2 week? How long was the deal?
I think it's 3
3
years, 37. I think it was like 20 something guaranteed, like 23 or 24 guaranteed,
Fire.
something like that.
Yeah, I think he still has like a lot left in the tank too. I mean, at least for one more like spree, you know, a couple years string together. Might be like the last one, but I think he still got it in him for sure. Especially with a better O line, smarter offensive weapons, like smarter play. Because you know the G man, they were just running his ass to the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And
That shit
Saquon's
was
nasty
hey,
with the
hey, that shit
screenplay.
was 3rd and 7. They was trying to hand it up the gut. Like, come on, bro.
Going up to or going down to Baltimore. Derrick Henry, 2 years, 16 mil. This signing tells me that they're changing their offense. That they were a lot more of a spread offense. They got rid of some of their well, not really got rid, but
Cut
they
OBJ.
cut some of their speed on the outside. Because I think when you get a player like Derrick Henry, you commit to something specific. He's not going to play every down, but you commit to a certain type of football. What did you think of this signing?
Dude, just imagining him in that all black.
Oh, he's
That's
gonna look
different.
fucking sick.
Hey, that is
In
different.
that purple, he's gonna look sick, bro.
I think they're just doubling down on who they already were. Like they've been like you know, top 3 rushing attacks since Lamar's been there. They did try to spread it out more last season, so they probably go revert back to real ground and pound pause. But I think Henry, that's just more like icing on the cake. That's like might be exactly what they needed to get over, you know, Mahomes Mountain.
I hope Baltimore doesn't give him the running back injury curse, because it seems like the last 3 or 4 years it's just constant
Their
running
whole
back
team get
injury.
injured. Their whole team be
It's
getting injured
crazy,
by week 2.
crazy. Connor, what do you think about seeing Henry in a Baltimore uniform?
I think it's the best thing they could have done. They didn't have to make any other moves, in my opinion. They ran that ball 16 times against the Chiefs. That's it, in the entire game. I think the second half they only
Yeah, they
ran it like
fucked up.
a handful of times. And now that you have probably one of the best running backs we've probably seen, one of the best, and you kind of give him again that Saquon treatment where he doesn't have to run the ball 25 times a game. Like they don't have to do that. They can be more dynamic in the offense just because of Lamar and what he can do with his legs. And I think that I think they finally, oh man, I don't want to say it. I think they finally have enough to beat the Chiefs, possibly. But I think that really got them as close as they're ever going to get to beat the Chiefs and get to over that hump that he needs to get over.
Yeah.
How many touchdown throws does Derrick Henry throw? Because he's got that in his bag. It's his secret weapon.
They'll do at least 2.
Like
At
2.
least two
Yeah,
touchdowns,
2. I
right?
think he's got 2 touchdown
The
throws.
whole year though. They might save 1 for the playoffs type shit.
Yeah. Like against a division rival or some shit.
Hey, this little boost at the end of his career might, you know, like make him establish him more as like an all-time great if he finds success with the Ravens.
If he has another, let's say another 1,200 yards, right? 10 touchdowns, that's pretty damn good.
Mhm.
And he walked away after this year. Is he a Hall of Famer?
Oh, for sure.
For sure. Not even
First ballot Hall of
Yeah,
Famer?
for sure, for sure. I think he's like the best, like latest running back, if that makes sense. I mean, maybe C-Mac too, but Henry for sure.
Mhm.
Okay. Going to the next. This is a re-sign. Chris Jones, 5 years, 158 milli.
5 years is crazy.
5 years is crazy for my man.
Hey,
Hey, he's got 3. He gave this franchise 3 rings. He was part of this regime. He got his bread. Good shit. I mean, the Chiefs owed him this, and they gave it to him.
I fuck
Who
with
knows how
everything,
long it
but
really is?
I fuck with everything but 5. I'll do a 3.
I
We'll do
mean,
it a 3.
it probably is 3, and it's like front loaded, and because he's older, so I'm sure there's all types of hula hoops that
5
it's
on
really like
paper.
a couple. Yeah, it's really like a couple probably. But no, I love this. I thought he's so impactful, and then he goes
Yeah,
up another level in the playoffs.
difference
And
maker.
he's that type of player that elevates when the moment is at the peak. It really, like
Clutch time.
every Super Bowl, he's such a huge factor, and I don't think that's like on accident.
Yeah, no, I love Chris Jones. I think he brings a different tenacity to the game that we don't really see that much from a D tackle like that. And I think that he definitely sets them apart. He's a game wrecker. Like he's a legit game wrecker. And I think that he definitely earned it. And you said it right. Like he deserved it, man. But that is a lot of money. It's a lot of years for an older guy. But yeah, that's definitely going to be a front-loaded contract in those first 2-3 years, and they'll see. But that was definitely cool to see.
He's trying to get more rings out there for sure.
Yeah, and they definitely said like they kind of showed the direction that they're going to be going in. Like they're gonna do this behind him. They're not going to go in a different direction. Next, I have unfortunately one of my favorite Dolphin players, Christian Wilkins, goes to Las Vegas Raiders, 4 years, 110 milli. Dixon, what was your
Nah,
Dolphin
fam,
reaction?
no. That's you. That's your boy.
Nah,
You gonna have to, hey, you
that
gonna
shit
have to meet.
sucks. All right.
You gonna have to meet this heartbreak face on. You
This
can't
shit-
have your demons.
Nah,
Hey,
that shit sucked. I love Wilkins. As soon as we drafted him, I loved him. But he made me like the defensive tackle position even more because of what he did and will continue to do. It sucks as a as a fan of him, but for that kind of money and what he can do over there, kudos to him. But it was
be
kind of
happy for
like
him.
it's kind of like you didn't want it to happen, but for the price tag, they overpaid for him and they made it happen. And you kind of had to let it happen. It sucks, but good shit for him. But I'm kind of glad we didn't give $30 million to one player other than Tyreek Hill.
Nah, yeah, that's crazy. He out there in the middle of nowhere too. I mean, not middle of nowhere like because he's in Vegas, but just as an organization. It's ass. So he got his bag, but team wise, success wise, I feel like he downgraded. But
Oh, big
not,
time. Big time.
yeah, that was a major hit.
But him and Max Crosby are going to be really fun to watch. That's going to be really big because they're both still somewhat young and they're both so impactful.
Who's their quarterback?
I don't know if they're committing, but buddy with the mustache, what's his name again?
Gardner
Oh, your
Minshew.
fucking cousin, O'Connell?
O'Connell. Yep.
Oh, hell no.
No, they're good. They got to get a quarterback. They can't just like kind of hang around. I mean, they got Minshew, but
Yeah, they just signed Minshew for I think 2
that's
Okay.
years.
not like
He could
He's
be
we
a
all
a
know.
winner. He's
He
a
could
We
be a
all
winner.
know
loading year, real quick.
that man's been
But
part of so many loading years. God damn,
hey, for real.
he's
Nah,
still
but
loading.
with the Wilkins, like even from the beginning of the offseason, it was something sketchy about that. Like the fact that they didn't sign him immediately was like, what y'all doing? And then, you knew he was good to hit free agency and all that, but I felt a little better after seeing all the various moves we made. But I feel
Yeah, me
like,
too.
or that the Dolphins made, but I feel like I needed like 3 or 4 moves for the value of him, which they ended up actually doing. So,
Yeah,
okay.
Connor, are you happy to see him out of a Dolphins uniform?
Oh, I couldn't be happier. He's actually one of my also another one of my big free agency moves. I think that you pair him with Max Crosby, it's gonna be, oh man, that's terrifying. Is what
It's
that is.
awesome for real. From a football aspect, dude,
Oh,
that's
from a football, I mean, and from a
it's
Jets fan
awesome.
aspect, it's even better because I don't got to see him twice a year. But
True.
I
Yeah.
think that what like Dixon said, like I thought they'd commit to him early, and we talked about that last time. I was like, you guys need to have money for him. You need to have money for him, and then there was no money for him. But he also made so much from that contract that he just got. It's like I don't think if the Dolphins did do that, they would. I mean, man, I don't know what they would even look like next year.
Yeah, I would be very tough. Yeah.
4
Very
years,
tough.
110.
It's a lot of money, but he
Three.
another game record, another Quinnen Williams, Chris
Yeah.
Jones, Dexter Lawrence. I guess those 4, and then like kind of everybody else kind of follows through. But like, I don't know, man. He's a hell of a football player.
To me, and I might be really disrespected after I say this, but he was like an Aaron Donald light. He never got to the quarterback like Aaron Donald, but he
Don't
he moved the
Oh
say.
pocket like
no,
You see, it's always one Dolphin fan that
it's
gotta take
always
it there.
I
one.
don't care. Like
It's always
I'll
one
take it.
Dolphin fan that gotta
I'll
take
take
it
it.
there.
Terrible.
Aaron Donald
Yeah,
light,
man.
like light, LIT. This is the light version of that.
That's the fucking thrift store version of that, fam.
That's fine. Brian Burns being traded and then signed to a long-term deal to the Giants. Connor, what is it seeing your cousin in New York make this kind of move? What does this tell you? What did you think of this?
think they still have the second best defense in New York. I think we're still better. But I think he's a good player. I think he's slightly overhyped. Coming from such a weird defense in Carolina where you're like you are the focal point out there.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I just don't think he's worth that much money. I don't think he gets to the quarterback that much. Not the best run defender.
He's a B plus player.
Yeah.
He's
That
like
got
a
an
fringe
A
B.
contract.
Yeah.
Mm.
Now he is younger. He is a younger defensive end, but for the Giants to be throwing the money to another player like that and kind of also letting Leonard Williams go recently and then getting this, kind of replacement.
Mhm.
Dixon, what did you think of this sign and trade?
I think
Or
the
trade and
Giants,
sign?
the Giants been making, a couple moves on the low, but they just haven't addressed, the number one move, which is a quarterback.
Yeah.
They still gonna have that fucking mafia grandson kid doing it? Like, I don't know. Is that fool's name?
Tommy
Who?
DeVito,
Man just threw up on camera. Yeah, DeVito.
His eyes, man.
Tommy Cutlets.
That fool, bro. That just had mafia uncles at the game and shit. Like, whoa.
Next signing, Darnell Hunter to Houston for 2 years, 49 mil. I think this move was huge. They were so aggressive in their spending. I think they're kind of seeing a window opened, obviously make it to the playoffs and having good
Mhm.
success in it, having a really good successful season and seeing the ascendance of CJ. But I thought this was like the finishing touches on their free agency, getting a player like Darnell Hunter.
They gotta make the moves while CJ's still on that rookie contract. That's like, GM's like ultimate plan
Yeah, that's just how when people win Super Bowls now, unless you're not Pat Mahomes.
type shit.
Yeah, I think the Texans probably had the best, one of the best free
Yeah,
agencies that
for
I've
sure.
seen in a while. Like
Super strong.
dude, Daniel Hunter was solid, like real solid, and to put
Oh
him
yeah.
on that defensive line with D'Amico Ryans as the head coach, who's like he is defense. They lost like one or two guys, I think, off that line, but they still added, and it's scary hours in Houston, man. That's a real rebuild for all the
Yeah.
Jets fans out there.
Yep.
That's a real rebuild, all right? Like not a 16-year rebuild. Like we're in, dude, 1 year, bro. They're in the playoffs, and next year, like, I don't know.
I
Dude,
mean,
they
it's
might
just
go. They
that.
might get a lot further than we think.
No, that's just that generational quarterback type shit.
True.
But they got other pieces too.
Oh yeah.
They got a bunch of pieces, bro.
Oh yeah.
They
Don't
spent
forget
some
they
money.
signed Joe Mixon.
Okay,
They spent some money, man.
he's washed, but okay.
I think Mixon's a bit past, but
Is he better than who do they have last year?
Pierce,
Come on now.
Pierce, I don't think he can play.
Instantly upgrade.
Singletary.
Yeah, no, he's the instant starter.
Give me Mixon over
Singletary
both those
was
guys.
decent. He keeps getting the bag out here. I'm happy for him.
FAU kid.
Go
All
Owls.
right, going into some of our own picks. I'm gonna start, and yes, this is gonna be another homer. One of my favorite was getting
Let's
Poyer.
do it.
They were in talks with him last year for a lot more money, and he took a 1 year, $2 million contract. If I'm not mistaken, it was hovering around 8 or 9 last year.
Who are you talking about?
Jordan Poyer to the Dolphins. Took a 1 year deal, 2 million, and he still got it. I mean, I thought he was kind of banged up last year, but he had over 100 tackles, forced fumble and a
Really?
sack. Him and Holland they're gonna that back is gonna be great to watch because they're both still, and I mean Poyer's up there. He's up there in age, but I think he's still got a lot in the tank. And then my other one is this was a surprise at Aaron Jones being released by the Packers and then Minnesota picking him up. Aaron Jones has been a little bit banged up. We know that, but I think when he plays, he's still super effective. And Minnesota to pick him up, him and JJ, that's a nice duo, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that Poyer pick was necessary after the Because a lot of players, it wasn't just like, these guys signed to a new team. Like, it was crazy how it impacted the team they left. So us losing Xavier Howard, did anyone pick him up yet?
No.
Nope.
I seen Stephon Gilmore still out there. There's a few cornerbacks still out there.
It's a lot. There's a lot out there still.
Yeah. And then what about, you said Aaron Jones to the Vikings. What about their quarterback? Who's their quarterback?
Right now it's Sam Darnold, but they're
Damn.
trying to trade up.
Darnold, baby.
Damn, bro.
Damn.
Sammy
trade up.
D
Another
is back.
shot?
Sammy D is
Nah.
back in the league, man. Ready to go.
Is he finally going to do it this year?
No, he's not gonna get a shot.
They're gonna get a quarterback. They have to.
Do the draft or some shit?
They have to. What are your picks, Dixon?
Hold on, fam. My picks, I like the Eagles. They were going crazy, actually. Like they accepted that this year was, a hiccup year. And they're like, we still got a good enough team. We still got Jalen Hurts. We still gotta go for it, while we still got it. So I like the fact they picked up Devin White from the Bucks.
Yeah, I like that one.
He was a beast out
I'm a
there.
big fan of him.
Him and Levante David, they fucked shit up for a while out there. Got a ring with Brady and them. Second one is another. I had to do it for the home team. Keep patching up that secondary after X left. Kendall Fuller.
Let's go, baby.
That was dope. We had to pick up a corner. Needed that, so that was essential. And then third pick, even though I hate this guy because I had him on fantasy and he was disappointing all last year, Tony Pollard to Tennessee.
See, I didn't like that. I didn't like that.
But look, if they use him correctly, though, it's all about that. He's not an every down back. You need another back to, get in there and do the dirty work. But if you could keep him to a few touches, like how the Cowboys did when they had Zeke as well, I think that's a dope pickup. And I think Tennessee's really going in on Will Levis. Like, I think they believe in him. I think they've seen enough, and they're trying to build a team around him.
Connor, personal picks. What you got?
Two personal picks. Mine were already mentioned. It was Saquon and Wilkins, but I do. My favorite one so far has probably been both Packers picks, actually. So one,
Okay.
Josh Jacobs. I like that. I think he's got a little bit of. He had a rough year last year because I think the Raiders overall had no idea what was going on.
Yeah, terrible.
And he just looked like you can't go from the number one rusher to like the worst.
Yeah.
And just because you're like you don't lose skill like that. So I like that. And I like their pickup of the Xavier McKinney, the safety that played for the Giants. And I don't think that we usually see like the Packers spend money, like especially on those kind of positions where they're more like bargain buyers, but like they spent on both those guys. I think both of them were like 4 for 45 or 48, both contracts. And I think that that's a team that we saw was like a half away from beating, not even a half, a quarter away from being there.
Yeah, they
fumbled. And I think
fumbled.
and those two kind of give them I think Aaron Jones was kind of gassed out. We saw it last year. And I think that Jacobs gives them a little bit more juice. So I like those two are my favorites so far.
Hell yeah. We didn't go over this yet, but what are some of the Jets pickups that you like?
Oh man. If you go back, run the tape back, I talked about the offensive line like 1,000 times.
For sure.
And we picked up five-time all-pro left tackle Tyron Smith. I know he gets hurt, but
This hell.
That
That
If
would
he
have been
stays
all pro
healthy,
since I was
man.
in middle school.
he is definitely a little bit older. They got
a little
John
bit older. I
Simpson.
like that.
Yeah, a little bit older. John Simpson from the Ravens, big run guy, creates big holes, and then
Okay.
they signed back Morgan Moses, who also was a right tackle for.
Oh, so they made moves on that O line.
Oh, they got three.
Yeah.
They got three
Yeah.
brand new
Okay,
guys.
there we go. See, I didn't
Yeah,
know
they
went
that.
spent some
from-
bread. Yeah.
The last offensive line if healthy, it always depends on health. They could be a top 10 unit if healthy.
Okay.
But
All
that
right.
MetLife turf is a little scary. But we do have a
Is that a real thing though?
Ask Jalen Phillips. Ask
No,
Aaron
I know
Rodgers.
that. I trust me.
It's real.
I sobbed
bro.
over that. But is
It's
that
real.
a real thing?
It's got to be real, dude.
Or
Is
How
there
many
a curse?
Achilles?
There's stats to back that up.
Damn.
Bro, there's been so many season-ending injuries on
And
turf,
players come out and say it too.
and
It's
they've
like,
said, like, bro, why does the World Cup final is being
I
played in
saw
real
that.
life?
Yeah.
It needs to be grass. Why do you think? Because, bro, you need grass out
can't
there.
have
Let's
Messi
be
tearing
honest
his
with each
ACL
other.
out here, bro.
Stop being childish. Let's get some grass out there.
Another big news that just happened. Aaron Donald retiring after 10 years. AD, the great Super Bowl champion. What was your guys' initial reaction for when that news broke,
Sad, bro.
sporadically?
I mean, I was sad, but then happy at the same time. I know he's been wanting to retire after the ring. I know him and McVay, flirted with the idea. But I was looking at his resume, and you have to put him in just because he only played 10 years. So you got to put him in there with Barry Sanders and Calvin Johnson. You could even throw like Patrick Willis and their players that played like super short, like 8 to 10 years, 8 to 11 years, and just were like all-time greats. But I would say what differentiates him is he got the ring.
Yeah.
So that's what puts him even more elite status. Played 10 years, 10-time Pro Bowler since the beginning to the end. 8-time first team All Pro.
Yo, as a
Eight
so
eight
much
time
respect.
first team, 8-time first team All Pro, Defensive Player of the Year, 3-time Defensive Player of the Year, and Rookie of the Year. So
That sounds made up.
yeah,
That sounds made
sounds
up.
like one of those like video game
Yeah.
my
Creative
career
player.
joints.
Yeah.
Yeah. Connor, what did you think? I think this impacted the whole NFL community in the same way.
Bro, for us as that 30-year-old community, right? We've seen some pretty good guys. Like we got to catch like Ray Lewis, Ed Reed, Palomalo, all those guys, but
Preach.
legit absolute definition of a game wrecker. Aaron Donald, what, like, you couldn't even like game plan for him. Like, I know there was a clip I saw that the Dolphins one time had 4 guys on him at once.
Yeah.
Like, dude, who does that? Nobody's
Yeah.
doing that. And to see a guy that could have hung it up a couple years ago come back,
Right.
win a ring, and then was like, yeah, I'm out of here. And I think he did it the right way. I didn't think he had to sign again or go to a random team to like maybe get another one. I think he did it the right way. And dude, he's gonna go down as one of the best defensive players ever.
What are we talking? What are we talking? Top 10, top 5?
I
Top.
could put him at top 10, not top 5, top 10. I put him up there.
Okay.
Gotta
Dixon?
be for me at least like top 5.
I would say top 5, yeah.
Top 5.
Yeah. Because
Yeah,
people are saying like
man.
only that jet, I called him a jet, my bad. The LT from the Giants.
Oh shit.
Lawrence
Lawrence
That
Taylor.
Jit, that 65-year-old Jit.
That jet from the Giants. They say he was the only greater lineman type shit. So
But we're talking greatest defensive player or greatest lineman?
nah,
No,
defensive player. But
player.
I'm just saying,
Just
like, if
player.
he's the second best lineman, he might be able to crack that top 5 list.
I got a top 5. We'll talk about it later.
All right. Dixon, you wanted
Yes,
to
sir.
give your greatest defensive player list.
Yeah, because that really just made me think, like, yo, he's one of the best players I've ever seen. I can't speak for, Dick Butkus and all them guys. Like, I didn't get to see those guys. So for me, the list goes like Connor said, Ed Reed, Ray Lewis. You just got to throw them two. Any conversation you talk about greatest defensive players from our generation, that's how you got to start. Same team. They wrecked shit for a while. Troy Polamalu, same division. 2 great all-time safeties going at each other. Luke Kuechly from the Panthers. That dude was Superman, Clark Kent.
An animal.
Too many concussions, though. Sad to see him go out the way he did. Champ Bailey, I think he's underrated in history, but dude, growing up, Champ Bailey was that best cornerback for a while. Like over like at least 5 years. At least like growing up when he was with the Broncos after that crazy trade with him and Clinton Portis. Darrelle Revis.
Revis
I
Island,
think
boy.
look, I think Revis and Aaron Donald were the 2 players that were so great that their stats couldn't show it because the team just found a way to not get them involved in the game. So you put 3 guys on Aaron Donald, and then Revis, you just don't throw it that way. So their stats don't even show like the greatness. Like that was 2 players that they were great without even, having a sack or an interception or anything like that. Got to throw J.J. Watt in there. I think he's a little bit overlooked as well. That 3 year span where he run like all them defensive player of the years was really high. And Aaron Donald, like we just said, you know, there was like honorable mentions I had thought about Patrick Willis, people like that, but that was those. These are the best that I've seen on the defensive side.
Connor, what'd you think about this list?
I like it. For our generation, those are
Yeah.
the guys that we think when you think about defense, you think about those guys.
For sure.
I don't know. We might have caught the tail end of like Deion Sanders, end of his career. But for all time, I just think it's a totally different list. I think there's a totally different list for all time players. But for what we have that we've seen, I think it's like Palomalu, Ed Reed, Revis, and you
Yeah.
could 4 through 5 with like 6 or 7 different guys. But Aaron Donald's definitely one. If it's our generation, he's top 5 for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Anything else you guys have to add on free agency, big moves, retirement, any of the above?
Yo, I noticed like on free agency, I'm sure y'all noticed it as well, but it's kind of like that trend in the league where like teams are really trying to build around the quarterback. Like give them as many weapons as possible. Like on some college shit. Like I seen it with like Tua and them, like the Dolphins, they were like, one of the first to really do it, but now I feel like everyone's doing it. Like they're just overloading that offense and kind of like giving the quarterback less responsibility, if that makes sense. Like what they're doing with Brock Purdy. Like, it's kind of like a trend now. So I saw a lot of teams doing that this free agency.
I think there's also abundance of receiver talent that
Like
everybody's
weapons
trying to
and
get their
shit.
hands in. So much speed and I mean the game's evolving so much. There's so many different ways that you can move the ball and the athleticism and I mean the league is at an all-time high, I feel, for talent.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I had a sneaky free agent when probably like the low key, like maybe under the radar kind of was Hollywood Brown to the Chiefs.
Yo, thanks for bringing that up. Yep. I
Thank
wanted
you.
I wanted
Super
to
Bowl
say,
champ
go
move.
ahead, Cook.
And I mean, I'm not saying he's Tyreek Hill because he's not. He never will be. But to give Pat Mahomes that speed back, that's kind of that missing factor that they had last year. And this guy won a Super Bowl with I don't even know who was out there at
Oh
receiver.
my God.
Like he had Rashee Rice looking like Jerry
Yeah,
Rice at
Rashee
some
Rice looking
points,
like
bro.
Jerry Rice.
He
Fool.
had Kadarius Toney couldn't even get on the field. He had MVS Scantling dropping footballs. They were dropping balls
Yo.
everywhere. And now you get a guy that's an absolute burner, got a fastball like that, and to give it to the Super Bowl champ. I mean,
Fire.
my goodness, that was probably that was my low key favorite signing because I think everybody was just like, oh, okay, cool. But I don't think people realize how much of a weapon he is, especially
The
with a guy like
impact.
Mahomes. So that's my favorite signing. But we got a shameless Jets plug. We got Mike Williams coming in for a visit on Monday. And I
Y'all
think
gotta get
that's
someone. Hey, I was
Hey,
you know
just
me,
gonna
bro.
ask you,
I've been
bro. What
freaking out
happened to
about
the
it.
Jets
hey, I don't know how
receivers,
locked in
man?
you are on Twitter, but he wants to
Always
come to the
locked in.
Dolphins. You know that.
You don't want to go there.
What
If
the
you've seen
fuck?
his tweets, bruh, he wants to come to
Oh,
Miami.
Tyler got some different type of insight. Hold on. What he's saying?
Telling
He's
you.
saying he like Miami weather and shit?
He
Nah.
loves like Tyreek, Tua, all that shit. I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
Oh, you got a
I'm
different
telling
type of
you.
There's
insight.
not enough money, bro. Don't forget, you
I'm
guys got
telling
a
you.
lot of people
Oh,
to
I know.
play.
He's trying to get paid. Michael Thomas, all of them. They're trying to get paid, but
Ain't nobody fuck. I ain't trying to fuck with no Michael Thomas. I'm good.
hell
Oh my
nah.
God.
Hey,
He's going, man. I
Hell
can't wait for
no.
him to sign to the
I'm good
Dolphins
on
next
NBA
week.
I
YoungBoy,
can't
bro.
wait till he signs to the Jets,
If
bro.
you look like NBA
That's
YoungBoy,
a
I'm
Jets
straight.
signing all day. Come on.
Yeah, it's
That
either him
dude look like a Jets
or
signing.
Odell's we're gonna sign Odell somehow.
No,
But
Michael
Hey,
Thomas
Connor, we
looks
got to
like a
bet on
Jets
that. We got to
signing.
bet
No,
on
no.
that.
it's gonna. You don't got. He's gonna
Oh,
happen.
you already know. You already know.
Yo,
Odell lock him in for 1 year, $4.5 million.
oh, that was definitely happening. But nah,
Yeah.
but y'all need more than him. One more.
Bro,
And
I
in the
think Mike
draft, if you
Williams is
could
the
get one,
guy, man. I think Mike Williams, bro, he's a six. I think he's
if y'all get him,
6'4".
that's perfect.
Yo, he's good. He's so good. But you know what he doesn't do? Is play. I mean, it's kind of.
Well, no. Let me get in here. I heard.
Come on.
He's
He
not made a
will.
glass. He's only missed the biggest games he missed was last year, obviously because he tore his ACL. But he's played 16 games like 4 times. He's played like 13 games twice. The problem is he just doesn't get to finish games. where he's out there and he'll call in
Okay,
and out,
so
in and out,
like
in
he's
and
a
out.
part-time player.
He's a
That's what you're
part-time
telling me.
player.
Okay.
Exactly what I'm telling you. Yeah. But I mean, him, Garrett Wilson.
Yeah, if you got Garrett
I mean,
Wilson,
he
you
don't
might
have to
could just have him part time and be good enough.
That's
I have a
fine.
little salt though because he always torches the Dolphins. So, I mean,
Yeah.
it is what it is.
Hey,
It's
Connor,
nothing new if he goes to the Jets.
who's y'all tight end? That
We got a couple right now. But
Tyler Conklin, right?
Tyler Conklin.
Conklin,
Bro. Conklin, yeah, with long hair. And
Conklin,
then
my bad.
yeah, we got Jeremy Ruckert, who don't play that much, but Ohio State product, second year. But they're talking about
y'all good with Conklin though?
I think he's solid with Rodgers.
Yeah, he's good.
Above
He's
average. Yeah, he had like 600 yards, 6 touchdowns last year with like Zach Wilson and
He got
Yeah.
the look.
like Trevor Simeon and just a bunch of randoms. But like that we went so heavy with offensive line signings and free agency. I think now that everybody had them as a OL pick 10, and now I don't think they do it. I think they maybe, since you brought up tight ends, is Brock Bowers from Georgia. Like,
Oh,
look
true.
him up. Generational talent.
That
I've
white
heard
boy,
that.
right?
Generational.
I've heard
I-
that. Yeah.
I think I seen him out there cutting up.
Oh, go look at the highlights, man. It's unbelievable. Now, I can't get too excited about it because I know the Jets and their drafting is sometimes super questionable. But man, I don't know. That would be sick.
I think y'all in a good position because y'all are underrated now. Like, there's no hype on y'all, so now y'all could really like lock in and be
That was the biggest
motivated.
thing. Yeah, I think that was the biggest thing. I was like happy because like, okay, we won't have Hard Knocks next year.
No hard knock,
No
no
cameras,
Twitter,
not just
no
just football.
darkness retreats, bro.
Just
hit
going
the
out there
field.
and trying to win football games. And that's what I think. And I mean, we've all seen Rodgers, like he loves proving people wrong.
That's
Loves
the
being-
thing. That's the thing.
know.
I'm like, damn. A motivated Aaron Rodgers, that's a scary one.
Exactly.
Oh, wait. Speaking of Aaron Rodgers, is he going to be the next president of the United or vice president of the United States?
Excuse me?
No.
Go ahead.
No,
Hey,
no.
go ahead. Tell him.
That's
Tell
a
him.
thing? That's a
So,
thing?
It's not it was a speculated thing. So Robert F. Kennedy Jr. And him are like super tight because they're
Jesus.
very unconventional thinking people, right? So there was like for the last like 2 days, I'm on Twitter and everybody's freaking out. It's like this guy's gonna play 2 games and he's gonna be the VP. Da, 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 da. He came out today. RFK Jr. said the people that you're talking about in the media every day, those are not the people on the ballot. So it is now clear that Rodgers is not going to be a VP candidate. Let's clear the air now.
Wait, but Robert Kennedy, he's still in the run?
He's independent, bro. He's gonna just. It's just.
True.
It's a
Some boys
press
get like
run.
0.1% vote.
Yeah, it's like 1.5%. Like, what are we talking about here?
I mean, dude,
Get
I
off
would,
the
I would,
topic.
I would love to know Aaron Rodgers' close circle of friends. Like, it's probably the most random
Dude,
fucking.
know what's so crazy is that Jordan Poyer, your new safety, and him are super tight. They were just
Word.
in Costa Rica on their ayahuasca trip. This is a real thing. They both
On their
Hell yeah.
ayahuasca
It's
trip.
real, bro.
Hell
Look it
yeah.
up. Look it up. Jordan Poyer is a massive believer in the ayahuasca effect.
He
and they
looked
do
like
it
a
every year.
freaky ass boy.
Hey man, if he wins you football games, you won't be saying nothing.
Fam, you got no beard in 2024. Yeah, that's you on some shit.
Nah, you have to in 2024. If you don't have a beard, you have to have a fucking chiseled jawline. That's it.
He might
'Cause
have
everybody
that.
knows
Pause, but
if you don't got that jawline.
he got green eyes. That might be enough, but yeah,
Oh,
he needs
true.
some
Yeah,
other
yeah,
shit.
yeah.
Y'all
Yeah,
go
he
need
needs
to
some other
go peep his girl Rachel Bush.
Chill. Hey,
That's all you need to know.
shit. Hold on. This is recorded, so I'm gonna go back to that name real quick.
yeah.
Let me know your thoughts.
Dixon, yeah.
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 He's doing just fine.
Anything else y'all want to touch on?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You talk about retirement.
I did ask you about a retirement, and I understand that you're a little bit frustrated with someone is being covered.
Look,
We'll
I
let you
didn't
cook for a
wanna-
little bit. Here's the cooking gloves.
Thank you. Okay.
Uh-huh.
I didn't want to do this. Like, I don't find thrill in doing this. Like,
Really quick.
Yes,
I
sir,
don't
go.
agree with this, but go ahead.
I don't find a thrill in doing this, but like, I get pushed there. I feel like, So, all-time great Jason Kelce retired. We knew, first of all, we knew this months ago. Like, he was the last person to figure out he was retiring type shit. So I seen that news hit my phone. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, he's been retired. He's been crying on the field. Like, what? I don't get it. So, here comes like the memorial post and let's talk about how much of a great player he is. I'm cool with that. The first 3, I was cool with that. But by the 17th one, fam, I was a little fucking annoyed, bro. Like, he got more posts than Tom Brady. Like, Google it, research it. He got more posts on IG from NFL account than Tom Brady when he retired. So, like, I get it, fam, but it's just a little bit much. And y'all never heard of Jeff Saturday? Because he was really that one.
All right, I have
Talking
one
about
theory.
Kelce fool.
I have one theory on the sickness of your media coverage. Was
Yeah.
this the last Swift Kelce connection to be milked out of the NFL season?
Says I got a whole nother fucking 10 years of it. No, I'm
saying
joking.
for
But we
this year.
definitely this year, definitely again, they running that back for sure.
Oh yeah. But I'm saying were the media milking the last ounce of Kelce juice for the 2023 season?
Oh,
Because
of
that's really
his
what I
of
thought of.
his
I just
juice.
thought it was the media that just overdid it. Like they showed the same video in 6 different angles for like on the same timeline.
They show 6 different cameras, bro.
Like bird's eye view type shit in one in the bathroom. It was just
He had a fucking GoPro on, point of view from his shit.
you
Like,
got like a hat
bro,
on. Yeah.
too much, fam.
All right. Well, if there's nothing else, that's another episode of Hits and Hoops, free agency edition.
Yes, sir.
Everybody make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share. Now on Apple Podcasts, please listen. Yeah, thanks for another episode. Y'all boys, it's been a good night. And
Good
hit
talk.
y'all later.
All right, fellas.